Your assignment for the day is to go on to Math Prodigy, and now there are 4 assignments uploaded there on addition, subtraction, and multiplication. You guys are to complete those using the methods that we've already gone over. Now, in what follows, I've recorded and edited a video demonstration of the steps involved in solving those kinds of problems. I know that it's going to be boring, but I promise you it was way more boring editing it together. So, once you guys get that finished, if you have any problems with it, you can come and talk to me during my office hours, right? Which run on Wednesdays and Thursdays from 11 till 1 on Google Meet. See you guys there. Hi guys. Today, rather than introduce new topics, we're going to go over some review. And I figured we'd do this because while we're all trying to get the hang of a new format, it might be a little tough to go over new concepts. So, we're going to review the steps involved in completing addition, subtraction, and multiplication problems. We'll start with addition. Addition, everybody did fairly well here, but we do need to remember the very important steps of carrying additional numbers over. So, when I add 8 to 9, I know that 8 plus 9 is 17. I'm going to take the number from the ones, which is 7, and I write it below. Then, I'm going to carry the number in the tens column. That was 10, so I write a 1 above. Now I add 1 plus 4, which is 5. Then I add 5 plus 3, which is 8. And so 48 plus 39 is 87. A second example, again, I know that I have to add 7 to 6 in the ones column here. And so 7 plus 6, if I add it up my head, is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to take that number in the ones column for my answer, which is a 3, and write it below. Then I'm going to carry the number in the tens column for my answer, which is a 10, so 1, over to the 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. I write my answer below, and I have 123. 67 plus 56 is 123. Moving on, subtraction. Now, subtraction was a little bit more difficult because we had to borrow rather than carry. In the case of 61 minus 36, we know that we can't take 6 away from 1. So, what we need to do is we need to borrow. So, I borrow 1 or 10 from 6. I make sure that I write the 5 above it to remember that I've borrowed. And I write my new number over here, 11. I can do 11 minus 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. Then I move over to my next column, remembering that I've borrowed because I have a slash there. 5 minus 3 is 2. And so 61 minus 36 is 25. Another example, 25 minus 17. Again, I know that I can't take 7 away from 5. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to borrow. So I'll slash the 2. I'll take 1 away, leaving me with 1 left over. I'll write my new number over here, and that's 15. I can do 15 minus 7. 15 minus 7 is 8. I move over to the next column. 1 minus 1 is 0. I don't need to write it down below. That means that 25 minus 17 is 8. Finally, the topics are multiplication. Multiplication is the unit that we most recently finished. People were doing quite well at this, but again, there are a couple of steps that we really need to remember. First, I'm going to multiply the numbers in my ones column on the bottom. First, I'm going to start by multiplying 2 by 4. I know that 2 times 4 is 8, and so I write that number below in the ones column. Then, I'm going to multiply my bottom 2 by the top 2. 2 times 2, I know, is 4. I write that number below in the tens column. Now, this is the important step that we really need to remember. As I move over to start multiplying my 3, I know that I need to add a 0 here because now I'm actually multiplying from the tens place. So, I know that 3 times 4 is 12. Now, just like I do when I'm doing my other processes, I'm going to write the 2 below, and I'm going to carry the 1 over. 3 times 2 is 6, and now I add the 1. I have to remember that I add the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That means that my answer is 8 plus 0 is 8, 4 plus 2 is 6, 768. 24 times 32 is 768. We'll try this with another example. Again, I'm going to divide my columns into ones and tens. Now, I'm going to multiply from the bottom. So in the ones place, 2 times 6, I know that this is 12. I write the first number, or the number in the ones digits, down, and I carry the 1 above. Then, I'm going to multiply 2 by 1. 2 times 1, this is an easier one. I know that that's 2. Then, I remember to add. 2 times 1 is 1, plus 1 is 3. I write that number below in the tens column. Next, it's time to move on to the bottom number in the tens column. But remember, I have to add that 0 because I'm no longer multiplying from the ones place, I'm multiplying from the tens place. I'm going to go 1 times 6. I know that this is 6. I write that below. And then I go 1 times 1. This is a really easy one. I know that that's 1. Then I add the results below. 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 6 is 9. And 1. I carry it down. That means that 16 times 12 is 192. I hope that this has been informative. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me at my email or during my office hours on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Talk to you soon, guys.